This video is for all of my amazing elementary school teachers. We have 4 services, which pretty much equates to about 12 different teachers that teach in our elementary school classroom. And all 4 services run really different than the next. So I wanted to create this video after hearing from several of our teachers asking for guidance, asking for assistance on how the flow of the classroom is supposed to be taught. I know we've had a lot of new teachers come in, and we have some teachers that have been teaching here for over a decade. So I want us to all come together and have a regulated system and a regulated way that each elementary classroom, regardless of who's teaching it and what service it is being taught. What this will do is create a seamless transition if one teacher is going to sub in at a different service than they normally do, or if a new teacher is coming in and doesn't know what to expect. There is an easy answer for how the elementary school classroom is supposed to run, what's supposed to happen at what time, and the intention behind each and every one of those decisions. Because believe it or not, there's been a lot of thought put into why the classroom is run the way it is, or intended to run in that way. And it's not just a willy-nilly, let's just figure it out and hold our breath and get through the hour. I understand and respect that there was a long period of time this last summer that a lot of that may have been happening, but I'm here to tell you that's not the case anymore. We have some teachers that are willing to commit and be consistent in that, and that is what is going to allow us the opportunity to grow and really reach these kids to the best of our ability. And that's going to come with consistency. Consistency is going to be key with them to want to come back, know what to expect, because routine and repetition is what is going to help let these kids know what's coming, know how to behave, what's expected, what's not expected. And that in turn will make you, the teachers, feel more confident in your ability to stand up on this stage and preach the gospel to them. So let me give you a few tips of advice on how we run the elementary school classroom and why we intend it to be that way. I've created a classroom map for each 15-minute block for the entire hour and 15 minutes of service and what's supposed to happen during that 15-minute block and why. You may have seen these before when the past director was teaching. They kind of went away when the curriculum started getting passed around. I will start leaving this with the curriculum each week so that you guys can use this as a map to kind of walk yourself through when we do things at what time. I will email this to all of you as well, so you will have it on hand. It is also on Planning Center in the Files department and the Files tab. So if you want to find a digital copy of it there, it's there every single week when you get your schedule. Several of you have approached me asking if we can have all of our elementary school teachers collaborate together and get together for our own training. I love that idea. I appreciate that you want to do that. Truly, it makes my heart happy. However, here's what I'm going to do for you right now. We are going to have an all-team training in March, so that's coming up fairly quickly. And just like at our last one, if you were able to attend, we did have that collaboration time after that, so that is coming. So in the meantime, I want to make sure that you guys have the resources provided to get you to that point. That way I'm not asking you guys to spend extra time of your week spending it there when we're going to have that here in just a short time. So I want to walk you through this now as a one-on-one with all of the teachers getting that information. That way you can start putting it into practice between now and all-team training in March. That way by that time, we can really start nitpicking what's supposed to happen, what's working, and maybe all tweak it together at that point. So bear with me. This is what I've built out so far. This is how I want the classrooms to start running. And I do feel like for those of you that are kind of like, I don't know what to do, why are we doing it? Just follow the map and it's gonna help guide you through and get through that hour and 15 minutes with confidence and competence. You'll be able to actually teach the lesson and incorporate it regardless if you have 12 kids or 36 kids we saw last Sunday. So bear with me and let's go through this together. As I'm standing here, I am at the drop-off door. So we have, just for your reference when I talk about it, door 1 is the drop-off door. Door 2 is the one that's always locked. Door 3 will be the door that they pick up from. And then door 4 is that far door. That's where the parents are intended to go out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what I will reference when I'm going through this. So for drop-off, we start at door 1. Parents come in. There should be 2 teachers in every room at any one time. I'm building out my classrooms to have 3. So 1 teacher is going to be here taking names. You're going to be writing down those names and their 4-digit code. I've amended the sign-in sheet that has that 4-digit code spot so that you guys will remember that's what we want to have. It just helps with pickup as well if those numbers are recorded there. Take down the kid's name, write down their 4-digit code, and ask them to come find a seat on a carpet where they can watch whatever video is on the screen. We open the classroom doors 10 minutes prior, so really it's only about 5 minutes into the hour itself. So you ask the kids to come sit down, find a seat on the carpet, and watch a video. If they don't want to watch, they are welcome to go sit at one of the tables and color quietly to themselves. I know some kids prefer that, and we have the tables available now so that we have that opportunity for them, but just make sure that second teacher, the one who is not signing in kids, is in the middle of this room walking around. This is when you engage with the kids, welcome them, have conversations with them if they're over in the second half of the room at the tables. If they're here watching TV, it's just a time to sit and relax until we're ready to kick off. That's the first 15 minutes. After that, play the countdown video. There's a countdown video in Pro Presenter every single week. I change it every month so it's something unique and different. So play the countdown video. It gets kids in that mindset of, okay, here we go. We're getting ready to learn about God. We're about to learn about the lesson. So once you play that, get the kids who are coloring, put their stuff away, invite them to come over to find a seat on the carpet. That way you have all of their attention at one spot at one time. The more you get to do this week after week after week, the more they'll understand to expect that countdown video starts. We're getting ready to move into the lesson. I gotta put my stuff away, time to pay attention. Every classroom is designed to have one lead teacher and a support teacher or two. I'm building out every classroom to have at least 2 support teachers, and that way there's a lead teacher and their role is to teach the lesson, and the support teachers are there to do exactly that, lend support to the lead teacher. So in this elementary school classroom, you have the lead teacher on stage, welcoming the kids in. I'm so glad you guys are here today. I can't wait to teach you about fill in the blank. Every single lesson is uploaded to Planning Center the month that you were teaching, so you are able to access that lesson anytime you want to kind of get an advanced look into what the lesson is, what the big idea is, what the game is going to be, so that you can kind of get it in your head what you're going to be doing, and so it's not a quick last minute, read it, okay, and now teach. Prepare yourself. If you have time, just give it a once over. The lesson is designed for you to give it a quick glance and then internalize it so that you can stand up in front of the kids and then teach it. So just take that extra time to do that so you're familiar with what the big idea is and start talking on that. Let the kids know that this is the time to engage. You want them to talk, you want them to raise their hand, you want them to be able to have an opinion and speak up. They want to be seen, you want them to feel valued. This is their time to do it. After welcoming them in, there's a rules video in Pro Presenter through our curriculum. It's a robot, he gets up there and the kids look at the screen and he talks about what the rules of the classroom are. It's kind of fun coming from him because then it's not always just the teacher barking the orders up front, it comes from the video. And what those rules are is don't talk over the other students, show respect, listen to your teachers, and engage. That's what we want them to do. If you would play that video every week upon week upon week, that is the expectation, and every single kid is going to be getting the same message. Because like I said, every service is a different lead teacher. So every lead teacher will kind of say those rules a different way, but if we have a video saying the rules the same way every time, that's going to help with that consistency no matter what service they go to. So play that rules video, let the kids listen, and maybe just reiterate what they heard until they really can get it and internalize what are the rules of this classroom. After that, introduce the big idea. I have a slide that has the big idea on it, so you can instruct your tech kids to put the big idea on the screen, and you can have the kids repeat it. You say it, let the kids repeat it. This is what's going to get it in their heads. If they learn nothing else from the hour that they're with you, I want them to walk away with the big idea. Joseph listened. Moses parted the Red Sea. Noah built the ark. Whatever it is, if it's a story or if it's a principle of the Bible, show the love of God by treating others kindly. Whatever that big idea is, everything pulls back to that idea. So re-emphasize that big idea as many times as you can throughout the lesson, because when they walk out and their parents say, "What'd you learn today?" that's what they want to say. That's the big idea. That's the point. If they cannot recite the Bible verse, that's okay. It's the big idea principles that are going to compound on themselves as they start to getting older, going to Trailblazers, going to youth. The big ideas are the things that we want to impart on these kiddos. After you have the kids repeat the big idea back to you, let them know it's time to worship. You will play 2 worship songs, and this is the time where you get to be an example for what that looks like. They're gonna copy what they see. So give them the example that you want them to follow. After that, we move into the video lesson. The video lesson is about 15 to 20 minutes. So let the kids know we're gonna watch the video. It's gonna be about 15 minutes. I want you all engaged. I want you quiet. I want you to keep your hands to yourself, crisscross applesauce hands in your lap. Keep using that language. That way they know the posture that they should be in so that they can engage. And dim the lights just a little bit, not too much. You still wanna see them, but dim the lights so that they know, just like in a theater or at home watching a movie, this is the time to pay attention to the TV. That's where the lesson is right now. That's where their focus needs to be. Play the lesson video, and if you feel confident in being able to, you can use that video to also play off of as the lead teacher or the support teachers. React to the reactions of the characters. Repeat the repetition that they're saying. When they engage with the audience and break that fourth wall and say, "Can you say this with me?" Say it loud with them. Pull them in, make them participate with that video. That's what it's intended to do. Don't use it as just a play the video and then you kind of hang back here and wait till it's done. And okay, now the lesson's over, now let's move on. No. The video lesson is there to be a support to you as the lead teacher. It's not intended to be the lead teacher. After the video lesson, turn those lights back on, get those kids focused back on you, and ask them questions based on the lesson video. What was the big idea? How did they learn it? What problem did they have? How did they solve it? What Bible reference were they talking about? What story of the Bible were they talking about? Engage with them. When they have to teach it back to you, it helps them remember it even more than just watching it. So let them teach you what you know they just saw. Now, depending on the lesson curriculum for that week, it's either going to be a big group activity you get to do at that point, or you'll break off into your small groups. So follow the lesson plan for that. And like I said before, this is a guide. So depending on where the kids are at this point, if you need a quick 5-minute segment to kind of get their wiggles out and do jumping jacks or push-ups because there's so much energy in the room and they won't be able to focus in small groups, that's fine. Give them that 5 minutes, do a quick game, do some quick jumping jacks and exercises, and then move into your small groups. But let them know that that's what's coming next. We did the video, now we're gonna break into our activity, whether it's a large group or a small group activity. For small groups, you have at least 2 teachers in every elementary school classroom, and you have a handful of kid captains to utilize, so pull them in. You can utilize the entire space of the elementary school room so that you can spread out to help with noise control. Every small group is going to differ in size depending on how many kids are in the room. It does help though to break into age groups. So if you have the first graders in one group, the second graders in another group, and the third graders in another group, that's a big different age gap for each one. And so you can have certain conversations with first graders that you probably won't have with third graders and vice versa. And it helps them also feel comfortable with their peers if you have them in age groups. So depending on how many teachers and kid captains you have, break off into those age groups so that you can really dive in for small group. And follow the leader guide. It gives you questions to ask. It gives you an activity to follow. Sometimes there's a supplement that requires an extra activity or an extra item, an extra game. I try really hard to make sure we have those items so that you are prepared and equipped to teach that lesson in the best way possible. Does it always work the way it's intended? No, I totally get that. Sometimes you have to get creative with the lesson and the tools that are given to you, but again, it's the big idea. That's the main point you're trying to get across. Don't feel like a failure if you have to deviate from the plan. Feel empowered to teach the big idea with the props and tools handed to you, but also know the kids are free to do what they want to do, and you should feel encouraged to be able to use those tools to guide those kids regardless of where they are. That's why the mission here at ACF Kids is to meet kids where they're at. There will be times that the kids are engaged and they're hungry and they want to do exactly what the lesson is asking them to do and they're all about it. There will be other times that they don't want to play that game, they're distracted, they're over here, they're not wanting to participate. Meet them where they're at. Find a way to tailor it to that kid, but have all of the other kids still participate and be involved. I know that's asking a lot of you as teachers, but that's part of the beauty behind being able to teach kids and show them the love of God. Give them that grace. Let them know that they are still loved, even if they're not quite following the way the other kids are following. Maybe give them some responsibility, maybe ask them if they want to share something, but let them know that they're not being a hindrance and that they're still part of the group. Small groups is another great time to collect prayer requests. I encourage you to ask for prayer requests. Whether it's individual, from each kid, write them down. Hand those to me if you have them and collect them, please hand those off to me. Me and Tiffany want to be praying over them. I would love you guys to be praying over them too if you feel so called. But let the kids know that just because they're sharing a prayer request, it doesn't end there. It's not just going to be pray for my mom and dad. Okay, and then we're done. Let them know that those prayer requests that they give you and you write down are being prayed over by our teachers and by our staff and by our church. We've had a couple of those prayer requests become the prayer point for ACF in main service. That's amazing. So encourage them to share. It might not happen right away. It may take them a while to feel those walls come down and feel comfortable in that setting to share them, but I'm telling you, they will. Because in Trailblazers right now, those walls have been down for a while, and we are hearing some really big prayer requests. And I have confidence that we'll be able to get there with elementary too. Once we have that consistency piece at play over a while, or over the course of time, they're gonna start coming to us with what's really on their hearts. And that's where we want to meet them. So take those prayer requests, write them down. Once you feel like everybody has shared, pray as a group. Model what it looks like to pray for others. If you're not comfortable with that, or if you have a kid captain that's not quite comfortable doing that, you can always come back together as a group and then do a group prayer. Absolutely acceptable. After you're done with your small groups and you take those prayer requests, you can have everybody come back up and say, okay, it's time for group prayer. Guys, come forward. We're gonna pray over these prayer requests. Everybody fold your hands, close your eyes, bow your heads, and be respectful as we talk to God. Or be respectful as we go to the Lord in prayer. Whatever your saying is, come up with something that's that same trigger every week. This is what we're doing, and this is how we do it. Make it your own, but keep consistency each and every week. So pray over the group. Pray over their specific prayer requests if they gave you some, and let them know that you will be continuing to pray for them throughout the week, because we are, I can assure you. All right, if I still have you, thank you for taking the time to listen to all of this. I only have one last step, and that's pickup. Pickup, I think, is the most different looking thing at each of the 4 services, and I want to get this down to a science so it's easier for you, it's easier for our kids, and it's easier for our parents outside. So here is what we do for pickup. So here's how we're going to start running pickup. I want every classroom to start following this same flow because it's going to help with, again, consistency, familiarity for the kids so that they know what to expect, the parents know what to expect, and every teacher that comes in also knows what's going to happen. So after small group and after big group prayer, you can offer 3 games to play at that point. These are your games. 4 corners. There are numbers on all of the walls up at the beginning of the room. Corner 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're not familiar with how to play 4 corners, ask me. I can give you a quick synopsis of it, or Google it, YouTube it. I can guarantee you've probably played it in the past. The reason it's a great game to play right now is because it has all of the kids engaged in one area of the room, and the intention of the game is to be quiet. So that helps you because one teacher that's going to be up here inviting parents in and checking their names off of the list, they can call out a name of the kiddo playing and they can be heard. So a lot of the games that get too loud, then you're starting to yell over the crowd, you have to get the microphone, and it's just chaos all around. So 4 corners is a great game to play at pickup because there's not going to be a lot of noise and the kids love it. If you haven't done it, try it. Second game, Simon Says. That's another really good one to play because it involves one kid captain that can lead it so that the 2 teachers in the room are down here doing pickup. So have a kid captain stand up there, lead Simon Says, have the other kids engage watching him playing. It doesn't tend to get very, very loud. If it does, Simon Says everybody needs to keep their voices low, otherwise you're out. Easy, easy fix. Third game option, Heads Up, 7 Up. It's another game where the intention of the game is to be quiet. You can communicate, you can talk, but it's not gonna get loud and rowdy. This is another great game because again, all kids are seated so that when you're calling out names for pickup, they're all right here. So at pickup, 3 games. Make that the new reality for the kids. Don't let them pick any game they want. Let them know you can pick 3 games. Simon Says, 4 corners, or Heads Up, 7 Up. That's gonna take some time, and I understand that, but as soon as they get the rhythm and the flow, that those are the options, that's going to be what they expect. If kids don't wanna play a game, that's 100% okay. They can also pick one of the tables to sit and color and wait, because it's a great quiet activity to do while parents are coming in. There's always extra coloring sheets that I fill in the little rainbow stack of cabinets, so they can pick something there to color and just sit and relax. All right, pick up for parents. Here we go. Door 3 is our pickup door. Elementary school pickup. That is this door right here. Elementary school pickup. This door is going to get propped open so that the parents are forming a line out down the hall. But what's happening is sometimes that line is going all the way up the stairs. So we're gonna try to move that line along as quickly as possible. So here's what we've been doing, and a couple of our services are doing it great. A couple of our other services, this is gonna be new for you. So we open up this door. I also want you to open up this door. This is our exit door. Prop this one open too. Depending on what game you're leading, your kid captain should be the one leading it. Utilize your kid captains. Give them that responsibility. They're keeping the kids entertained because that's their priority. Your priority right now is to ensure that nobody leaves without getting checked off. So you have one lead teacher standing at the pickup door, inviting parents in one at a time. Invite the parents in. Who are you here for? You're here for Jake. Awesome. Can I see your pickup tag? Pickup tag. Verify with the kid as Jake comes up. Jake, your mom's here. Jake comes forward. You check the name. Ask them to remove their name tag. They can put it on the sticker ball. Awesome. The second teacher is going to be at this door. And this door is meant to be guarded because we don't want kids getting the idea that they can just run out the door that's open, obviously. So this is the last check. They should already have their name tag off. They should already have it on the sticker ball. They should already be with a parent at this point. So if there's any kid going out that door with the name tag, stop them and make sure that their name tag is supposed to be either on or off. If they're not supposed to be picked up, they should still have a name tag on. If they don't have a parent with them and they're going out that door, they need to be stopped and say, nope, you gotta wait for mom and dad. They're not here yet. Go back and sit down or go back and play the game. So there's one teacher here and there's one teacher there, and there's a kid captain or 2 or 3 leading the game. There are checks and balances here because elementary school kiddos, you know, they like to kind of run out the door and take control, take charge, and go find mom and dad on the room. We need to make sure that they learn that that cannot be the case here and that there is a system that they have to follow. Having parents come in this door, walk in, grab their kid, grab the jacket, and go out this door, it helps that flow of parents go through a little bit quicker so that they're not stacking up and going up those stairs. That's what we don't want to have. All right, quick recap, and then I'm done, I promise. Parents come in door 3, one at a time. One teacher says, who are you here for? Johnny? Great. Johnny, mom's here. Johnny comes forward. You verify the pickup tag. If they don't have the pickup tag, have them come find me or the service coach. Verify the numbers, cross their name off of the sign-in sheet, ask them to remove their name tag so they can stick it to the sticker ball. Have a great day, Johnny. Don't forget to have your jacket if you brought one. All right, see you next week. The parent and the kid together come over here and exit this door as you're inviting the next parent in. It's a flow. It happens, it works well when it's communicated properly. So let's get in the rhythm of communicating that process. It really does help. I think the other piece is just having those same 3 games taught at every service so that they know that, oh, this is what we do when we're getting ready to get picked up. I think it will help. I know it will help. We just have to follow it and stick to it. All right, let me know if you have any questions or suggestions. Okay, I know that was a lot, but hopefully this takes up less of your time than if I had asked everybody to come together on a whim in one room at one time to collaborate for an hour and a half. There is value to that, and that's coming, I promise. But this, I hope, is something that you can reference back, rewatch a couple of times, utilize the map so that you can get an idea of how the classroom is supposed to run. And that way your support teachers can understand, the lead teachers understand, the kid captains understand. They can read this too and know the steps of where we're going, when we're going, why we're doing it. And that way everybody can be on the same page. So thanks for hanging in with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your advice and your tips and your questions and your desire to make this classroom run as smoothly and efficiently as possible. We are creating young disciples here, and I do believe that there is an effective way to do that that everybody can model, and anybody else who wants to join ACF Kids team will be able to jump right in and do the same. That's what we're here for. We want to make a great environment for you, the teacher, and our kids in the space for them to learn, and for our parents to feel confident and comfortable being able to drop off their kids here and know that they are getting loved on, they are getting poured into, and that they are walking away with something of value. That's why we're here doing what we're doing. I'll let you know when that all-team training is coming up. I have a date on the calendar, I just haven't announced it to everybody yet, so it's coming. I'm putting all my resources together for it, but I'm looking forward to getting together with all of you at one place at one time so we can continue talking about this. I love you guys. Bye.